Shalom, I'm Pastor Matt McEwen from Yeshivat Shuvu and KosherPastor.com, and it's my pleasure to be with you again as we are almost at the new year, Rosh Hashanah. But before we celebrate the new year, I want to continue with our series on Jewish prayer. I have with me the Koren Aviv Siddur that I've been talking to you about that's full color and illustrated. It's a beautiful, beautiful prayer book that allows us to really understand what's going on. Now, typically, this is meant for young people. It's meant for youth. But if you are brand new to Jewish thinking, this is absolutely a wonderful tool for you. And it's certainly been enlightening for me. It really is beautiful. They've done a wonderful job. So I want to share with you the next in the series of prayers. I want to share with you the end of what's known as the morning blessings. The morning blessings. This is part of the Shacharit prayers that we've mentioned earlier. And here's what it says. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who removes sleep from my eyes and slumber from my eyelids. And may it be your will, Lord our God, God of our ancestors, to accustom us to your Torah and make us attached to your commandments. Lead us not into error, sin, wrongdoing, temptation, or disgrace. Do not let the evil instinct dominate us. Keep us far from a bad man and a bad companion. Help us attach ourselves to the good instinct and to good deeds, and bend our instincts to be subservient to you. Give us this day and every day grace, loving kindness, and compassion in your eyes and in the eyes of all who see us. And act with loving kindness toward us. Blessed are you, Lord, who acts with loving kindness toward his people Israel. This is a beautiful prayer. Now, there's something that comes right after it, which actually comes from the Talmud in a tractate known as Brachot, or blessings, page 16b. In fact, I have this tractate of the Talmud right to my left here in my office. And here's what it says. May it be your will, Lord my God and God of my ancestors, to save me today and every day from the arrogant and from arrogance itself. From a bad person, a bad friend, a bad neighbor, a bad mishap, a destructive enemy, a harsh trial, and a harsh opponent, whether or not he is a son of the covenant. This is a wonderful prayer. It ends up a list of prayers that the last few are some like this. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who binds Israel with strength. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who crowns Israel with glory. This is one of my favorites. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who gives strength to the tired. That's so good. In the Siddur that I normally pray with and travel with, the word weary is used. And so that's the one that's familiar to me. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who gives, King of the universe, who gives strength to the weary. But I like this word tired. I don't know that young people are, typically using the word weary, but I know a lot of teenagers that wake up and are tired. Maybe there are a few in my house. Let's just not go further than that. But as you know, when we're young, it's just sometimes hard to get motivated in the morning. But this is such a wonderful prayer. Let me point out some things that if you're new to Jewish prayer, you might be unfamiliar with. May it be your will, Lord our God and God of our ancestors, to accustom us to your Torah. What a wonderful prayer to pray. If you're brand new to the idea of Torah, or the first 5 books in the Hebrew Bible, Genesis through Deuteronomy in English, sometimes we refer to this, maybe mistakenly, as the law. As we've learned in previous video lessons, the word Torah means instruction or teaching, and it comes from the exact same word that the word parent is rooted in, hora'ah. This is also great. Lead us not into error, sin, wrongdoing, temptation, or disgrace. Doesn't this have the ring of the Lord's Prayer in there? Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. How about this one? Do not let the evil instinct dominate us. What does this mean? Well, if you study in Kosher Pastor in the yeshiva, as you know, I'm a part of what's known as Yeshivat Shuvu, an online web-based discipleship program. Think of it kind of like a Messianic Jewish seminary, but it's deeper than that. It's not just informational, it's transformational. It really is accountability and communication, transparency, really building a faithfulness and a discipleship as we come alongside you. And as a branch of this yeshiva, we have announced, of course, the rolling out of Kosher Pastor as a part of Yeshivat Shuvu, as its own dedicated branch, specifically designed for Christians and especially Christian pastors. If you'd like more information or you'd like to sign up for Kosher Pastor, you can go to kosherpastor.com and simply scroll down and click where it says sign up for the Kosher Pastor program. And that'll take you right to the page that you need to be at to sign up for Kosher Pastor. Well, in Kosher Pastor, in one of the courses, we actually talk about the two natures in Judaism. You see, according to Jewish thought, there are two natures within us. And Christians aren't unfamiliar with this concept. In fact, the Apostle Paul calls this the flesh and the spirit. But in Judaism, here's how the wording goes. It is known as the Yetzer Hara, or the evil inclination, and the Yetzer Tov, or the good inclination. So when it says, do not let the evil instinct dominate us, do not let the evil inclination have dominion. You see, the job of someone who practices Judaism is to, with God's help, subjugate the evil instinct and to encourage the good instinct, to say no to the things of the flesh and to say yes to the things of the spirit. I also love this. Help us attach ourselves to the good instinct and to good deeds and bend our instincts to be subservient to you. There's a concept in Judaism known as dveikut, and dveikut is a word that means to cleave or to attach yourself to something. In fact, in modern Hebrew, this word means superglue, to superglue yourself. Well, that's what we need to be doing to the Messiah. We need to be gluing ourselves to him, cleaving to him, to have that dveikut, that true connection, that lasting bonded connection. Give us this day and every day grace, loving kindness, and compassion in your eyes. Oh, wonderful, just wonderful. But as we skip down here toward the postscript here of this blessing that comes from Brachot 16b in the Talmud, may it be your will, Lord my God and God of my ancestors, to save me today and every day from the arrogant and from arrogance itself. This is a time in the morning, part of the morning prayers as I pray this, that really is important for me. Not only as a man, because sometimes men can be arrogant, but I love this idea of save me from the arrogant and arrogance itself. Don't just save me, Lord, from arrogant people, but save me from being arrogant as well. I love this look inside, this introspection, as we're also talking about someone apart from us, the arrogant person, the arrogant people. But Lord, keep me from arrogance. Keep me from arrogance itself. What an amazing verse of prayer here that we're praying. It reminds me as we pray, if you grew up in the Christian heritage, you might have been used to praying this prayer, the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father prayer, and you might remember that it says there, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. This is a dangerous prayer because essentially what it means is, Lord, forgive me in the same way that I forgive others. Well, do you forgive others? Do you really forgive? Because if you're praying that you want God to basically treat you the way that you treat those who have wronged you, well, that could be a bit of a sticky situation, can't it? So these morning blessings, the Birkat HaShachar, the morning blessings, really set our mind and heart and spirit on a right path. It's almost like orienting ourselves before we really dig in to pray. So we've already looked at the Modeh Ani, the prayer that you pray while you're still in bed before your feet hit the floor. We've looked at the Adon Olam, the Lord of the Universe prayer. We've looked at the Ma Tovu, the How Lovely Are Your Tents, O Jacob, Your Dwelling Places, O Israel. And now, looking at this last bit of the morning blessings, I hope you can really get a sense of how one orients him or herself to the proper attitude as we enter the day. It is my prayer for you that every day as you pray these prayers, that you get closer and closer to God. And especially if you come from the church world, that you closely, every day, that you more and more closely resemble our Messiah. that you pray the way that he did. And if he was here today in physical form, these are the prayers that he'd be praying. Because as we know, Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah, was a great Jew. So thank you for joining me again today. I pray God's blessings upon you. The day that I'm filming this happens to be on Friday. It's just after the noon hour on Friday, and so Shabbat is on its way, so I wish you Shabbat Shalom. But also, within the next 48 hours, we'll be entering a new year as we mark Rosh Hashanah, or sometimes as we say it here in American English, Rosh Hashanah. So as we look toward Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, the new year, I also wish you Lashana Tova. Have a good year. One more thing. As we wish each other New Year for Rosh Hashanah, if you're new to Messianic Judaism, you might find this tradition especially sweet. And I use that word on purpose. Because as we mark a new year, it's the tradition on Rosh Hashanah to take apples and dip them in honey and to pray that God would give you a sweet year. That's my prayer for you. Thank you for joining with us here. And if you want any more information or to sign up for the Kosher Pastor program, go to kosherpastor.com and get more information there. Once again, I am Pastor Matt McEwen from Yeshivat Shuvu and kosherpastor.com, wishing you Shabbat Shalom, Lashana Tova, and may God give you a sweet and happy new year. Shalom.